Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video, we're gonna learn how to create your first webinar. First things first, you have to sign in. Just click on sign in button in the upper right corner and select sign up. If you have already signed up our platform, just click on the sign in button and type your email address and password for your account. Now your name will be displayed in the upper right corner. That means the authorization went successfully. So how to create a webinar? Easy, just click on the Create the Webinar button. First of all, give a name to your webinar. Next thing, set the date of the webinar by clicking on the Add a Date button. Here we can add another date, or delete it or edit it. You just click on the date and then change the date. Set the start time of the webinar, set the duration. The duration and start of the webinar doesn't affect the recording process of your webinar. This information works as a schedule for your participants. That will be displayed on the landing page. Setting the time zone if you're from another country. Here we have the function to run automated webinar. Just click on this button and select the already created automated webinar. So instead of live broadcasting, you can run the recording of your webinar that looks like a real broadcast. Let's move to the next stage, the link for attendees. Here we can copy the link for your participants who we need to send, and also have the option to edit the last part of the link. So here you can do this. The next section, maximum number of attendees, shows your current webinar plan. You can change this plan by clicking on this button. Next, you will find yourself on the pages with our prices where you can purchase any plan you need. The webinar plan activates after payment immediately. Next, we have webinar description. Here you can fill the announcement for your webinar. That has to be filled if you want your webinar to be displayed on the public catalog on the main page of pruffme.com. The maximum number of letters is 255. Be short and informative when filling the information in this box. I will tell you more about this function later in this video. So, the next section is add a description. Here you can be as informative as possible. There are no restrictions on the number of letters. You can give absolutely any information that you want to share with. Here we have a whole text editor. You can change the font, make it bigger or smaller, change the font style, make it bold or italic. You can also create a text link. You can make the text clickable. Click this button, type the text that will be clickable, insert a link to your site. So now, by clicking on this text, your attendee will be redirected to your website. You can also make a clickable image. Click on this custom image icon, upload your image and put a link to your website. For example, put the link here and click save. Now when attendees clicks on the picture, they will go to your website. Let's get to our advanced settings. Here you specify the category of your webinar. You can also specify the language in which your webinar will be held. Here you can also display your webinar in a catalog on the main page of pruffme.com. Just mark this blank. Remember at the beginning of the video we were talking about the section add a short description. So you need to fill out the section if you mark this blank. Where will your webinar be displayed? Your webinar will be displayed on the main page pruffme.com over here so you can attract new attendees. If we want to make the webinar private, in this case we just keep this blank. Here we can also set a password for signing in the webinar. You can generate a random password or come up with your own password. We also have another way to restrict entry, only from the users from the list. Click on this item. Now you have a list of participants for your webinar. Click on this button. Your list with emails will be displayed here. You need to enter the emails of your participants. Then your participants must sign up our platform with the same email that you added to this list. And after authorization of their accounts, they will be able to join your webinar. How do I add an email? Click on plus add participants. Then you enter the email address of your participant and click save. Look at the example. The first and last name is displayed in front of the one email, while the second name and last name are missing. If there's a first and last name about the email stands, it means that the participant has signed up and he or she will be able to join your webinar. If there is no first and last name about the email, then the participant hasn't signed up our platform and he or she will not be able to join your webinar. You can also add an attendee form before joining the webinar. That means that the participants will have to enter the data you requested before entering the webinar. Afterwards, you can download the statistics as a separate file in the statistics section of your webinar. Here we don't edit the first question. If you want to add new questions, click Add a Question. Here you can either add some pre-made questions or type your own question. Let's get back to the top of the page. Here you can also upload the cover for your webinar. That will be displayed on the landing page of your webinar. Click on Upload a cover image, upload your picture, the image is loading. Click Add one picture, and then apply. You can also assign moderators to your webinar by clicking on the plus icon. Here you can select moderators that you have already added, or you can add new moderators by entering their email addresses. Let's type an email address here, then click Add. Now the moderator is added to our webinar. Your moderator will receive an email invitation with a link to the webinar. After that, they can go to our website and sign up, specifying the same email that you filled in the moderators section. The moderator has the same functionality as the creator of the webinar, but only in a specific webinar. Your moderator can broadcast, work with the presentations, videos, and basically work with the webinar room in general. That's it for today. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section below, or you can contact our technical support. Subscribe to our channel, leave your likes. See you in next video. Bye guys!